Once you've got your images rendered of your model, then we need to make a video out of it. So the thing to do here is to get out of the camera so that we can see where that camera is. You'll see that it's not in the right position for using a video. So we are going to need to put the camera back where it was. Because I've already changed the lighting and the colors and everything, I don't want to start over from scratch, but I can use these numbers to put it exactly back where it was when we started. So I'm going to type those in by going to the camera. See how it's highlighted there? And going to our orange box, the transform properties, and typing in those numbers. 9.5, 0, and 5 is what the template had. And then we're going to do 66, 0, and this one was 90. So you can see how it moved over there. Now we're lined up exactly on the red axis. That's going to be helpful. You want to keep that on the red axis as the camera moves. Notice that the Y is 0 for the location and for the rotation as well. So we should stay very close to that. I'm going to look through the camera and we'll see what kind of keyframes we have. So notice that it's spinning slowly. It's going fast and then back. Now for this model, we could adjust that camera position and rotation. In fact, let me just change the X and just position it so the model's more centered. So this model's number is now 64 instead of the default. We're going to look at those keyframes here and jump to this one. That's where we want the camera to start moving. So I'm lined up with it exactly. Going to camera, and you can see that we do not have any keyframes yet. The camera is not going to move during this first 90 frames. That 3 seconds, it's just going to stay there, and then it's going to start moving to look straight down. When I keyframe the camera's location and rotation, the easiest is to right-click and insert keyframes for all of these. We want both the position of the camera and then what it's pointing to. So better than clicking all those diamonds. Now at the end, our goal is to look straight down. It helps if things are locked. And by selecting the model, now when I orbit, I'm orbiting around the model, making it easier to get to that straight down position. I'm holding Shift and my scroll wheel button to bring it down. And although nothing's being cut off here, it can be difficult to get it to move exactly right. So I'm going to zoom out 1 click there. You can also adjust the camera's Z and be a lot more precise there if you like. I'm trying to get right above it here with a little bit of space. And that's where I want the camera to end. I'm going to right click and insert keyframes again. Notice the gold color. That means I'm on that golden keyframe. Now if I watch this, you'll see it spins around once and is slowly going back the other way as the camera moves. Now notice that it's cut off. Our goal is to not have any part of the model cut off. So instead of going to right where it starts to and then putting more and more and more keyframes, we're going to fix this by putting a keyframe in between 2 other keyframes, splitting the difference and inserting what I call a fixer keyframe. So I'm going to hold down Shift and orbit and bring it back in. I'm going to have to zoom out some. So I'm going to click and get out of there, finding a nice spot right about there. So I'm going to insert keyframes again. So let's check that first part. From there to there, nothing's cut off. And then going to look down works great with this model, but that's because it is quite short. If it fits nicely, evenly inside your camera frame, it's a little easier than if it was really tall. So you might have to go in and put another fixer keyframe in between those 2. In fact, that's what I'm going to do because the space above and the space underneath are not equal. So I'm just going to bring that up a little bit more towards the center and I'll insert those keyframes again. I'm going to jump and watch this part. Nice and smooth, staying right on that red axis. And this is the whole 10-second movie. Now you may be wondering how poorly this is going to loop because the first keyframe and the last are not the same. We're going to cheat a little bit. We're going to use Premiere to put a copy, and that second copy is going to play backwards. So it will go back to its original position, turning a 10-second video into a longer 20-second video. 2 for the price of 1. And render that, and you'll have a 10-second video that you can show off on your portfolio, and then taking it into Premiere is that next step.